Hello again, folks. I want to show you an unboxing of an eBay lot today, but before I go there, I don't know if you've been looking on TEMU, but although the site gets a lot of grief, I've managed to pick up a lot of excellent stuff for my new layout, everything from scenery to handy little tools and so on. And sometimes they have bargains. I don't know how it happens, but the things will change price, and sometimes some days you log in and you'll be able to get things for great deals, and this is one of them. This is a 1/72nd scale model house. It's a burnt into cut laser cut MDF type kit, very easy to build. I These were last 2 weeks ago. I got this for $3.95, which is a bargain for a kit. Now it's 1/72nd scale. I'll show you a completed one. It's closer to HO scale, and it's fine for 00. Now what appealed to me about this is looking at the pictures and how it was built up, the windows being separate. I reckon I could build an American version and a Russian version. It looked like an Eastern European house because it's for wargaming in a 28mm scale. But look, it's fine for HO. So they came in a flat pack like this, and they're so easy to make. And I wanted to make one that looked like an American regionalist, like Midwestern house from the Depression era. So here it is. Here's the finished model. I painted it up. I put like windowsills on it, and I just used tape for the glazing. And I put a tar roof on it, a simulated tar roof from strips of paper painted black. And the rest was just painting and staining. And I think it came out great. I think it's a really nice, attractive model. And I'm delighted with it, actually. And it'll be perfect. It looks just like the kind of look I was looking for, that sort of Depression era American Midwest regionalist building, a house. There's one thing that's a bit strange, though. The chimney is nearly up to the window, so in real life there wouldn't be much room to walk past there, but that's semantics. We'll let that go. I'm not a perfectionist. Comes with a nice porch. And if you put these, so there you go, like that's I'm delighted with that. Exactly wanted to capture the look of 1930s, 40s, 50s American sort of working class railway trackside properties. And that's perfect. It's bang on for HO, and it would do 00 as well. And so with the windows here, I think it looks kind of Russian, so I might do this one black with the different colored window frames to make it look like more like a Russian farmhouse. You can see it has the strip wood roof here. I covered the American one in tar paper, as you would get in like poor people's houses back in those times in America. So yeah, like currently I'm seeing it for five something. It's still a bargain compared to what kits go for these days, especially laser cut kits. So that's on TEMU, and I totally recommend it. And you have some other kits too that look like they have potential, but I'm over the moon with this. I'm delighted. Now, what I want to talk about today is before Christmas, a friend of mine asked me what would I want for Christmas, and I pointed out a lot on eBay of HO vehicles that was like quite inexpensive, and fair play to them, they bought it for me for a Christmas present, and I haven't had a chance to open it until today. I just quickly took the lid off the box just to see it was the right thing, and I'm going to show you. It's a mixture of HO scale vehicles with some very unusual ones that I might need your help in identifying. And I put the box on the floor because it's too big to put on this here. So because of a medical condition, and we had some terrible storms in this part of Ireland after Christmas, I've only got a chance now to actually, my property was very badly damaged. I've only got a chance now to actually look at the box. So let's look at, I've almost forgotten what's in it. So it should be fun for both of us. So let's see. In German newspaper, so you know where it came from. Okay, here's the first one. And it appears to be a van of some kind. I always hate this part of cutting the tape on the bubble wrap. Oh, yeah, this one. The Lima. Lima with replaced metal wheels. or original little leaves. Yeah, it has the good steps. Okay. This is a Norwegian State Railways. I have one of these actually, with the sliding doors, and this is one of Lima's. I think it's based on an SNCF prototype. If any French modelers out there know about this, let me know. But it's based on an SNCF prototype. I think a covered van with sliding doors. It has this wildly overscale, whatever that is, the bar to make the door slide open. They're still closed, but it's detailed on the inside. It's complete. It's a nice model. Wheels have the big old Lima flanges, so this goes back to the 60s. And yeah, so that's, it's not bad detailed. It's got some nice louvers in it. I think if I was to do it, nice riveting on the roof, is I'd like to know if anyone knows the prototype, to actually paint it up and maybe try to disguise this or cut it off and put on a small piece of L-shaped strip siren, so it's not so as noticeable, because it's quite brutal. Right, the one that they put on by Lima, though, that's a Lima classic. That's from their very early 60s thing. So yeah, I'm delighted with that. I really do like that. I'm not sure if Norwegian Railways ever actually had them. Okay, next one. I just feel safer cutting the tape at the bottom part. And it is a gondola, a open wagon, mineral wagon, and looks like Lima again. Is it? I don't know if this is Lima. I don't see any indication, but that does look like a Lima coupling. So it's a European. Oh, this is an old one as well. It's a European style open wagon. That's a bit cheesy there with it riveted on, and you can see the rivets, but easy enough thing to cover and replace with a load or new planking. I actually don't know what this model is. I've never seen it before. Again, if you guys recognize anything, the step is a bit loose there. That'll have to be glued on the other one there, but nothing's missing again. Plastic wheels. Interesting. Yeah, that's one for anyone who recognizes what that is. Even the design of it is kind of interesting. Well, I've never seen one with this lip coming up here. I've seen it on like British and Irish flat wagons, and the doors are interesting too. So, if you can help me identify that one, a nice interesting model there. Two of these, just two together in this. Okay, yep. As I was saying, this Norwegian one here, this is the prototype, I think. Well, actually it's not, it's a bogie wagon. It looks like the same body. This is the SNCF. This is, again, two of them here. Ancient Lima model with bogie wheels, and it's a bit jammed there. There's some damage or glue, easy to fix. The light at the back is lit up through contacts on the wheels. Nice, very nice. Again, if you know anything about French railways, let me know. Is this accurate? Is this nonsense? It might even be like convertible to some Eastern European types. This almost looks like some Russian things. Not very good detail on the trucks, the bogies. Bit naff actually, but paint and weathering hides a lot of mistakes. And sliding doors again. So it's the same as the Norwegian one. So I don't know if which one is prototypical and which one isn't. Maybe they could both not be prototypical. But having said that, a van with a lot of potential, I think. It reminds me of some of the East European and Russian vans. Maybe an element of conversion there, but that one has a bit of paint glue spilled on the brakeman's hutch, which it's the same body as the Norwegian one. You can see that, but the bottom is different, the underframe. So yep, very nice so far. Very happy, no complaints. See, the thing is with lots, if they're a good price, there's never any problem with buying them. If you're like me and you like kit bashing and, you know, repairing things, you'll never lose. And if you keep buying them, you'll find that you might get a roof for some wagon or coach or passenger car, and then down the road you might see it without the, you know, and someone else is selling the same model with the same part missing. And I don't think I've bought anything in years and years that was new for my layout. Now this looks like a Märklin. Kleinbahn. Wow, that's a real interesting one. Kleinbahn from Austria, who went out of business not too long ago. So yeah, Patrick's model, Trains and Hobbies. This is would be up his street. He loves the Kleinbahn stuff. That's nice. It's really metal. We're missing a truck. Easily fixed. I mean, this is definitely one I would enjoy kit bashing and bringing back to life. Nice substantial weight, good planking detail, no markings on it. But again, it says Kleinbahn Austria, and here it says Kleinbahn on the trucks. Kind of reminds me of UF in some ways. But yeah, definitely a lot of potential with the vestibule on the end, or the deck on the end, with it's all solid metal. Very nice. No problem with that. That's definitely one that we'll have a future video on restoring or something. And now this looks like the base from a tank wagon. The tank broke off. Again, there's no loss here. I got a pair of wheels, a pair of couplers, and buffers for models that are missing them. You know, this is why I love buying this stuff, because I've got boxes and boxes I've collected over the years, and now that I have the time, I can start, you know, restoring them and, you know, putting them together and building a collection with better wheels and things like that. This is interesting. It's almost look British. Is it? It looks like a Lima coupling. I think it is. It's got some string on it. I don't know what that was about. Maybe it's trying to simulate the brake wire. Oh, it's this thing. This is quite a nice model. I don't know if it's supposed to be British HO or, yeah, I think I can see Italy in there. So Lima, Italy. It's got very nice wheels. Again, you don't know what you're going to get when you buy these things, and like even just the wheels on that, I'm happy with. And this was obviously not. It's got a bit of glue on it, easy to clear off. Some kind of mountings, but that's. I'll have to go searching the old Lima catalogs. This one here, I see so much potential for this, for like a British or Irish well, a British HO or double O, or an Irish double O flat car. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I love. This is an example of a roof that I know what this is from. This is from a Lima boxcar that had an opening roof like that. So yeah, that will come in useful for something. Even if you just make a bus shelter from it, you know, just, or you know, a part of a factory, you know, a shelter in a factory for something like that. There's never any loss in anything. You know, depending on how much you pay for it. Of course, if you pay a lot, like which I'll never do. Okay, another of the NSB with a more different color. This is grey roof. It looks like it's got American wheels on it. It looks like, and American couplers. So someone was running this on their American layout. It is Lima, isn't it? Let me see. It's the same with the Lima. Yeah, it's the same one, just with the American wheels, and I run AC and DC trains on my layout. So again, the molding on this one is even though it's the same model, it just goes to show you how the molds change over the decades of use. The detail looks actually better on this one and sharper than that one. So, Norwegian State Railways. Oh, it's the same van again with Gullfiber. I guess SJ, isn't that Swedish Railways? I think, RIV. Same Lima wagon. This time it's got Lima wheels and Lima couplers. And oh, different. That's a very different door arrangement. The door opens as one unit. So again, if that's based on anything, I don't know. I think SJ. I think that's Swedish Railways. I don't know if That might be Swedish there, yeah. I think it is, yeah. So Lima did a lot of things like that. I mean, you don't know what else it could be a collector's thing. That's why I always check before I go kit bashing and stuff like that. If I have a collector's piece, again, I just love these lots because they're potential. You know, when you look at the cost of models these days, and this wasn't a lot at all. You didn't pay for it. I think he paid. And when you see how much stuff I got, like €40, I think he paid. Ah, this is the wagon I was talking about. So there's the roof there of this Vatra wagon, which is run by DB, which had a kind of an opening roof. Now, this roof, the one I showed you earlier, is broken, I think. Yeah, there's a little chip on the side. But that's quite a nice wagon. And buffer's intact. It's got Lima wheels and very nice. I think they're tie-down racks. So this is a ferry van as well. So you could run this, I'm pretty sure you could run this on, if you have a UK this is a bit warped, so that's easy enough to fix. A UK HO layout with the ferry tie-downs, you might be able to run that, or maybe it's tie-downs for Scandinavian ferries. But again, interesting wagon. That's a Lima classic. They used to come with their sets and everything. Is that the end of this box? No, there's a couple more. A lot more, actually, what am I saying? Another one of the most mysterious. Okay. There, it says, okay, there's the other one with no markings on it. And this one is Lima. It clearly says Lima there, but doesn't. No, they're different underframe. And some damage to different foots, some damage that easy enough to fix. So that's definitely Lima. That looks like, no, it doesn't look like the same thing. It looks like this is a knockoff. That someone took the Lima model and made a knockoff in China or Hong Kong or somewhere. You can see subtle differences. There's that thing there is different shape there. This is a bar here, where here it's just riveted. Interesting. Different. Yeah, it's like someone copied the Lima, maybe under license or something for train sets. Always cut your model on the bottom. With these, you don't scratch the bodies if you're using a knife. Always kind of nerve-wracking. Oh, this is a classic German. This is a classic German box van wagon, freight wagon. It's the Lima version. Just about every manufacturer has made this one. Usually this grill is silver. This will be a nice one to paint, to restore, to weather. It's got everything. All the models so far have been in good to excellent condition. Minor things that can be fixed that can be glued back on. Yeah, it's an Italian version, but this is incorrect. I don't think these kinds of wagons, again, Patrick's Trains and Hobbies and no, I don't think any of these wagons ran under FS in Italia. So this is, I've seen this. I've seen British Rail stamped on these. I think I've even seen one with, maybe I'm wrong, with the Irish Rail CIE logo on them. Good old Lima. Hey, it got us into the hobby. It was the way for, regular working class kids to actually get into this hobby back in the day. Probably still is, looking at the price of modern models, going on eBay and buying all Lima and stuff like that, and Hornby. Okay, into Frigo wagons. You can never have too many of these, because these are two of them here. Two different versions as well. Look, no, the same model. Same model. These are Limas. Yeah, both Limas. You can always tell the Limas by that flathead screw. One is the metal wheels. One has the. These wagons went all over Europe, even into Britain, and on ferries, and they're classic. There's even a HO version, a double O version made by Airfix that's now marketed by Daypole, and it's a kit, and we have the ladders on the end, great. all the buffers. I'm delighted with these. Yeah, you can never have too many of these. Never. So that's 2 of them. And they're still coming. We're only about halfway there. And another refrigerator one. This is this Lima again. Yep. And this is of Patricizer pills, beer. And DB, German. So I don't know if this is a real thing. A lot of these advertising liveries are just advertising liveries that they had to deal with companies. I like these kinds of Lima wheels that are blackened rather than the silver ones like them. This is Lima, I think. I've seen this. This was even, yep, the BP wagon. A very basic thing used for conversions. It's not a million miles away from in both size and dimensions, even though it's HO, to the Irish oil wagons that ran up to this part of the country. So there's a kit bashing potential there, just painting. So this is very useful. This can be either a HO European model or disguised to look like a British or Irish oil tanker in 00. Another tanker here. You've got to be careful with the tankers because of all the different steps and everything on them. Look, a tip for people if you're shipping this stuff from now on. Anyone, especially if it's an expensive model, not so much these ones, but anything. And this one's been, you have to end up looking, because sometimes when you remove that bubble wrap, bits come off. This is the first one that has major damage to it. It's not even that super major. A buffer is missing. RL with the oil chemical tanker with the nice label on the bottom, the darkened wheels, and again, it's easy to fix, no problem there. Yeah, if you're packing these inside bubble wrap, put them in those cheap Ziploc bags, or those, food bags, storage bags, and then put the wrap around them. That way, when you're removing the bubble wrap, you don't pull, it doesn't grab these things and pulls them off. And if they do fall off in shipping, they're inside the bag to be found. That's a good tip out there. There's lots, as my friend Colin in English says, lots of fun. Okay. Deutsche Bahn, green, Märklin. This looks like it came out of a set. I've never seen these in green, so those of you who are German rail fans or experts on this stuff, were these ever produced in green? Not a bad model, actually, quite nice. Very nice, actually. I'd say this is from a 1980s Märklin. Beautiful free rolling. Ah, yes. I have one of these already, but not with the... It looks like something from the American Wild West. They should, like John Wayne should be back here shooting out at Apaches or something. Yeah, I've seen this in the Märklin catalogs over the years. It's a flat wagon with the... I don't know how realistic it is, but hey, it does look good. I like that. Most of my Märklin stuff, I have all Märklin I'll ever need, and most of the stuff that's good, I'm going to be converting to DC anyway, with the trick of snipping the wheels in the middle and putting them inside a plastic tube with an insulation gap. And this is one of the older ones with the embossed lettering on it. But yeah, it looks like a Wild West covered wagon on rails. And this is... Okay. Now here we have a real mystery. It has very good wheels. Cow Transport Company. Cowabunga. Picture of a calf and a mother. CTX 785270 with a door on the end. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but I like it. I like it a lot. Is it? I think it's Märklin, but I don't see Märklin anywhere on the writing. But it looks like, I don't know. So it looks like it's trying to be an American boxcar, but it looks like an English milk wagon with a European base, underframe and wheels. So that is, if anyone knows anything about that, please get on to me, because that's an anomaly. That is it's almost comical. It's so funny. It's like if you wanted to make a wagon or a freight or a goods freight car, as unprototypical as possible, that's where you would go. That's really funny. Almost looks like a truck. And I'm fascinated. And look at the work they put into it, like the vent on the end, it clips the roof on, and the little doorway. That is really funny. I'd be very surprised if that was based on anything prototypical. Ah, yes, I know what this one is. This one I want. This is one of the reasons I wanted the thing. Oh, and you know, this is a bargain. This was a bargain considering it's in a lot. This is the Merklin, what they call the bobber caboose, the two-wheel caboose. Now, I have regular cabooses with the trucks on them, the bogie trucks, but I don't have a bobber caboose. And the reason why I wanted a bobber caboose, and it has no name on the railroad, which is great, is I have a beautiful Rivarossi logging engine, and I don't have a caboose to go with it. And so I'm going to use this. This is great. And this is like part of Merklin's foray into American modeling. And it's really well made. It's a good quality model. I'm delighted with this. They were called bobber cabooses, I think because they would bob along. They were not very stable. But they were still used in some American railroads till the 60s. I think I saw a picture of a Baltimore and Ohio one. Very important. It still has the chimney on the top. On the Baltimore and Ohio, since that remained in the 60s as a four-wheel bobber, probably working on local operations. These weren't brake fans, by the way. They didn't function as brake fans, say like an English brake fan at the end of a train works, or an Irish brake fan. I think Swiss railways had brake fans as well, and I think Indian railways still have them. These were designed for the crew could do work inside here, the train crew, the paperwork and things like that. They were also required by the Interstate Commerce Commission, or whoever oversaw the Federal Transportation Authority. They would the caboose man would sit on the top here and look at the train and look and observe to see if there was any freight cars either acting strangely, derailed, or the journal boxes down here on fire. And that was his job, and that's why the windows are on the outside. When they go around corners, he could see if the freight cars were okay, if any of the load was hanging out or something like that. They did have a brake wheel on them. This one doesn't, and the purpose of that was just to hold the train in situ. It wasn't actually. Well, it could be used in an emergency situation of a runaway train to brake itself. This is a lovely model. I'm delighted with this. That alone has made me very, very happy. I finally have a bobber caboose, and I'll find a way to put DC wheels on that. It'll be an easy one too because it has a plastic underframe. Sweet. Container van. This is a. Is this Markman? Yeah. Made in Western Germany, so it tells you what all that is. Nice metal underframe. I don't think this is the right one for this, but I'm collecting from the 70s and the 80s, and I'm hoping to make especially these 20-foot containers and some of the older 40-foots. My intention is to create a nondescript container train from the 70s, 80s, and to have it with European couplers on one end, American couplers on the other, and so it could be used as an American loco pulling it, a German loco, a Swiss loco, even Russian loco pulling it. And so I've been collecting these containers. It's harder and harder to find ones from that period. the 70s and 80s, but I'm delighted when I do find them. Oh yeah, this is the same as the covered van you saw. The same one. Oh no, it's not. It's a later one. It's a later one. It doesn't have. Yeah, it's a different molding. It's a different truck, and it looks like more prototypical. So anyone who knows about this stuff out there, can you let me know? It definitely is more prototypical. Oh, this rubbish. This is the American tipping wagon. I mean, it's fun for kids. The automatic tip over thing. Lots of manufacturers have made these. They're not really much use for anything. That's a toy. That'd be the first thing I'm actually disappointed with. Although you could probably kitbash it into something. I don't know. Perhaps the small short wagon for a crane, a rail crane. That was the first thing I did. I'm actually more happy with this broken bottom of a tank wagon than I am with this, because I can actually do something more with this. It's more useful. That was the first dud, I'd say. This thing. That was the first dud. Ah, another old heritage container wagon. Schmidt and Clemens, Merklin. I have one of these containers with an Irish Belfries wagon on it. Not the two 20-foot, but the 40-foot. Although these look bigger than 20-foot containers. So I don't know what kind of container that's supposed to be. I don't know if that's a real one. But again, I love the old-fashioned containers. They have so much character to them. And a lot of them have companies on them that no longer exist. Well, this is interesting. This is oh, it's lovely. This is Merklin again, a wagon with spoked wheels that look insulated. I don't know, maybe, and they have the nice Merklin couplers on it. So again, you never know what you're going to find. So this is a classy model. It's a beer wagon, or it's some kind of refrigeration wagon, nicely molded. This is when Merklin started getting more serious about their moldings and stuff like that. Yeah, this is a beauty. This is a Victorian or early 20th century wagon. There's where they drop the blocks of ice in. Reefers, as the Americans called them. Brake on the end there, a platform with a brake wheel on both ends. This is in perfect. This is like perfect condition. That is a beautiful wagon. Wittenberg. I think that's the Prussian State Railways. I'm not sure completely. That is a beauty. Look at the molding on that planking. Ah. Merklin again. Tin plate. It's carrying a timber load. Very nice. Quite realistic. Doesn't look particularly prototypical. But that's okay. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not an expert in this stuff. Deutsche Bahn. The load. Oh, this load is definitely not for this wagon. It's protruding over the edge. See. So that's what the wagon. This is just a separate model, and consider that a separate model. That's actually a very nice, very useful thing. I could cut that into different loads if I wanted to. So this what it really is. Look how well this made is. The Stachicons have actual. I don't know if you can see that. The Stachicons have actual loops on them for threading chains, or true, or in real life, or in model form string. And there's some work went into this model. You think like a template models, they just they stamp them and they dye them, and then they just spray paint them and they bend them to shape. But this one, these Stachicons are individually applied. Oh, I'd love to find out if this was based on a real model, because this would be a wonderful project. Just to utilize these rings here on the Stachicons. Yeah, that's a very, again, I've never seen that one before. It's a new one. What's this? The last one? No, there's one more. This one wasn't wrapped up. Oh, I'm pretty sure this is just some charity thing that Merklin made. not very realistic. I mean, it only really appeal to collectors or to repaint the container. Again, it's a different length. You know, we have the different size containers, see? Yeah, you know, gimmick. Yeah, this is it's like, I don't know, you know, okay, this is raising money for charity, that's one thing, but I just don't get it why manufacturers do this stuff, you know, like the Hornby with its Beatles trains and stuff like that. Do they sell? I don't think they do. And this is the final one. And it's a long, and it's this guy again. Okay, this one is the copy. Oops, and we just lost the wheel. I'll get that later. This one is the copy of this one, the American one, without the John Wayne covered wagon. So that's the lot. I'm delighted. I'm over the moon. It's a wonderful gift to get off someone, and it's exactly what I like. There's models here that are just ready to put on the layout. There's models here that I can weather. There's models here that I can, you know, get the Sherlock Holmes guys out there. What the hell is that? I sound like Donald Trump then. What the hell is that? And lots of other things that are ready. The joys of eBay lots, you know, buy them. If they're affordable and a good price, buy them. Because I tell you what, apart from this, which is the only one I would consider a dud, but even the buffers and the wheels and the couplers are useful. And even that spring there is useful. Okay, thanks very much, and I'll see you later.